All right, guys, what's going on? Jimmy is promo here today, and all right, I think I'm getting all my. There we go. I got a notification that I'm going live. So there we go. I think we are good to go. So in this video here today, guys, I wanted to do a live stream, probably about maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and it's just to kind of, answer your guys' questions, trying to see, if there's anything that you guys would want to know about the Galaxy Note 8. Also, I can let you guys know the winners of October for the dome glass screen protectors as well too. So let me put together my Note 8, put it inside of that camera. And so what we'll do is we'll talk about the winners, and then I also wanted to ask, or I should say answer any questions that you guys have. It could be about me, it could be about YouTube, how did I start, when did I start, why did I start, and then also to, just answer any questions about the Galaxy Note 8. So write any type of comments that you guys have from what you guys have. Let's see, I'm gonna go inside of here, see if I'd be able to check out what questions you guys have. So right now we have 7 people watching. I'm going to head over to check out some comments. What? Do we have 139 people watching? Hold on, guys. Okay, there we go. All right, so it looks like we have a bunch of you guys here too. Okay, it's Note 8 giveaway. Yep, I see that. All right, so I'm going to unplug my mic here, or my little ear set. All right, so here we go. What I want to do is I'm just going to read off some of the names of some of the people that won the dome glass, because I know a few people has asked me, even within the past video I just uploaded for replacing the S Pen tip. So just so you guys know, for the Note 8, so here's some of the winners here. I'm just going to mention a first name, or I might even answer or mention one of the names of their usernames on YouTube. So we got Lonnie for the Note 8, and I'm going to do all the Note 8 right now. So we got Lonnie, we have Bob, Lorraine, MTC Tukey 25. We also have Brett, Mark, Maria, and Chris. So I reached out to all of you guys either through Twitter. If you reached out to me on Twitter, I wrote back. If you reached me on my Facebook page, I also wrote back. Pow. Pow1 said to say pow. Let's see, and also see, have you rated the cases? So yeah, I have rated the cases. I pretty much gave them a 4.5 out of 5 for the dome glass. The only reason is because, if it was easier to install, then I would give it a 5 out of 5. But because there is so many more steps to it, and you want to make sure that you're pretty precise with it, then that is where it would have been able to be a 5 out of 5. But you just want to be a little bit careful with it at the very beginning. Yeah, congrats to the winners for sure. And then for the S8 Plus, I have Real Eyes, 1955, Papa Bear, Brian J, and Ken. So those folks have also been reached out. I wanted to reach out to the winners yesterday or the day before, but I had family photos and a whole bunch of other family things and get-togethers that I was doing this weekend that was planned after I shot the video. So I'm doing it this morning, reached out to everybody, and I'll be able to send it off as soon as possible. Let's see. So I have a question here that says, is it safe to change the Note 8 with a quick charge 3.0 power bank that has a 12-volt output? I would say yes, because it technically is also the Qualcomm, the 3.0, safety rating. And usually any times that you have something that is the QC 3.0 power bank, something that has that rating will more than likely have the safety portion of it, that it would not be able to charge more than what it's supposed to. And then let's see here. Let's see, Lucas. So if one of the Note or the S8 Plus winners doesn't respond, feel free to send it to me, bro. Okay, sounds good. So I'll have to go back over into these comments for this video to do that. But yes, the thing is that if I don't get a response within 24 to 48 hours, then I will actually be choosing different winners. So if you didn't win, and if one of those other winners were not able to come on back, then I will be able to send it to somebody else as well too. So any updates on the portrait mode for the S8 with the next software update? So portrait mode is what's used in iPhones. What Samsung uses is they use for the S8 and the S8 Plus is the selective focus. So selective focus actually does a great job. And you also have the Pro mode as well too. So you can change the lighting. So you can have more lighting on the face. You can put it behind you from the left side or right side of your face. So really you could do actually more on the Samsung phone than what the iPhone could do for the portrait mode. For the Note 8, you would just be using the live focus or the live blur, so you can change how much of a blur there is, right around you. Stop begging, pow, so I can start. Let's see, I'm looking through. You're gonna do more gear videos. So for gear videos, so gear is the word that Samsung uses for their wearables. So I would have the Gear VR, the Gear S3, the watch. You also have the, pretty much any other headset that there is. So are you guys asking for, the Gear VR, the Gear S3? What are you kind of asking for the gear? Let's see. Jerry asked, I lost my contacts. Is this an issue? So I don't know of it being a known issue. Sometimes you just want to make sure that as long as you have everything backed up on Google, then you're going to be perfectly fine. And if at any point in time that you log into your Gmail account and you go through and you start deleting comments, then they will be off your Gmail, which would then in your cell phone not show up underneath your contacts. So just make sure anytime that you add, that's actually going to be maybe a video in the future is talking about everything you need to do when you first get a phone. So you want to make sure that your Gmail is turned on. You want to make sure, even if you are adding a new contact to your phone, you want to make sure that it says Gmail and not your phone storage. So a lot of people told me that they added some new contacts, but they didn't show up. It was actually because it was not even saved in Google. So make sure you guys do that too. Let's see here. Have you started using a Samsung DeX station? Yes. So Marshall Moonstruck, I have started using the Samsung DeX station. There is actually a Samsung DeX right over there on the other side of my basement here that I use when I plug in my cell phone. It's just a nice way to, check out my contacts or watching YouTube, because I like watching on a larger screen my own YouTube because it has... Somebody is keep messaging me here on Twitter. Lonnie, is that you, man? Come on. Okay. The DeX station is perfect for if you want to have anything on the go. So if you're working on a PowerPoint or a Word, Excel, anything on your cell phone that you're using for work, and you always have your phone with you anyways, you'd be able to plug it into the DeX station and you'd be able to have it as a larger screen. You can do all the edits and everything else as well too. And I watch it for YouTube mostly because then this way, just on a larger screen, like even my TV down here too, when I plug my phone in, all my YouTube accounts and channels I subscribe to is there. Pretty much anything that I have underneath my watch section and history, if I want to go back to find another video, everything is done right there. So, and I have a video for the DeX station actually as well, but I can always make more too. So there should be 2 or 3 videos for the Samsung DeX. For the 360, I have done a couple videos for the Gear 360. That one's pretty sweet. So you have 2 lenses, both of them are 180 degrees, and it creates a photo or video that would create it into 360. I like this one because it works a little like the GoPro in the fact that you just shoot it with the GoPro and you're able to send it directly over to your cell phone. Same thing with the Gear 360. You would also be able to do that as well too, and it makes it super easy and simple because the moment you do a 360 video and you save it to your cell phone, the moment you hit share and you share it to Facebook or YouTube, it's in perfect quality and it's in the format that you need it to be as well too. It says, are they coming out with a new Gear watch from Carlos? And then, so for the Gear watch, I know that Samsung was talking about, they have the Gear Fit 2 Pro. That one came out just recently within the last couple of weeks, I believe. And then you also have the Gear Sport, which that one is pretty much what I see is it's a Gear S2, but the Gear S3 capabilities. but it has pretty much waterproofing with it because it has the 5 ATM, the 5 atmospheres, which means you're able to go underwater for 50 meters, which is pretty nice. It works with normal chlorine water, works with open fresh water, and it works with pretty much any water that there is. So if you're swimming laps or whatever, it'll actually be able to keep everything there too. And it's not going to hurt the watch, and it'll keep track of all your laps. Let's see. Are you aware that Bixby doesn't work for most people? 3 days now. So I don't know if I'm that aware. So for the last 3 days, I've been pretty busy over the weekend, so I haven't read any reports about Bixby not working. But I do know that Samsung is working on Bixby 2.0. So I have read a few articles on that. And so my guess with that one is that it's going to be coming over to a few different appliances and some other things like that probably next year. And from what I read, that the Bixby 2.0 wouldn't come onto cell phones until maybe the year after that, so maybe 2019. Let's see. Okay, so someone's new to the gear. Good deal. Dome glass for $42. Good deal. Still pricey for me. Okay, so somebody mentioned that the dome glass is $42. So the way that I see it is you have two different things you could purchase for the dome glass. So the very first one I got was the full kit that has the LED light, the base, the adhesives, the everything. That's about $55. The replacement case is about the $42 price point, and I did purchase one because this one right here, my Note 8, I actually did drop my Galaxy Note 8 onto cement when I took my dog out for a walk, and I wish I would have recorded it, but I did not plan on it. I dropped my phone. It actually cracked all along the edges of the phone, and I thought that I actually cracked or at least put a nick on my phone, and it actually didn't. I took off the screen protector, and I purchased the replacement. So I have a bunch of other screen protectors I could have used, and I did try one other one from Tech Armor, but the moment I put the Tech Armor on, it did not have the touch sensitivity that I wanted or that I was used to with dome glass. So I went out there and I bought it with my own money, the replacement. So $42 for the dome glass. Yes, it is worth it, especially when you compare that to Zag. Zag and VisiShield has gotten improved with the Note 8. I don't know if they improved the S8 or S8 Plus yet, but Zag is about that $42 to $50 price point. So you are going to get a pretty good deal. Let's see. Enough having problems finding the right case and screen protector. What are my thoughts on the iPhone X? So for the iPhone X or the iPhone 10 from Harry is that I've tried iPhone, I've tried BlackBerry. With all my past work experience, I've actually done a bunch of work with both of those companies as well too. But Samsung was kind of one of those open source, mostly just Android, that I liked the most. So my thoughts on the iPhone X is that I'm not a huge fan of the notch on the top. There's actually an Android app that you can download on a Samsung phone that would put the notch on the top. I tried it just to see if I liked it, and I didn't like it. It took away from my screen. So when you look at my phone screen down over here, you can see it on the bottom right-hand side. When you actually look at a phone and when you're checking out a bunch of the area, let me unlock this. When you're looking at a bunch of the area that's on a screen and you're losing some of your visuals on there, it's almost as if somebody walked over into my backyard and fenced off the last, 10% and said that I can't use it. It just doesn't make sense to me. Looking at pictures on Reddit as well, it looks as if some of the screen ratios of the applications is down a little bit. So you're losing even more than that. So it's almost about, 15% of your screen is not in use. So I'm not a huge fan of it. I just kind of like the way that the Samsungs do work. I like their cameras. When you actually look at the hardware in a phone and you check out what the processor is, the RAM, as well as the camera is the most important one. Samsung uses the Sony IMX 333 sensor, or they'll use their own Sony or Samsung sensors that's just as good. And so I like the fact that I can take a better image and video on my Samsung phone, because then most of the other times I'm using my phone is through social medias, and that's where I'm posting, and what I'm posting is pictures and videos. So the iPhone X is going to be a good phone to come out into the world to bring in other phones to compete against it. And so when you really think about it, it's going to be really good to have more competition. So we'll see what happens there. Let's see, can I still do live broadcast on YouTube through the Note 8? Yes, you are. And that was Ray Legend. He asked if you can still live broadcast on YouTube on the Galaxy Note 8. So you're able to do that. Actually, my friend, I think it was Tech with Brett, I believe he might have done a live stream with his Note 8. I believe it was yesterday or day before that. Let's see. Ariel Carlos asked, is the Note 8 your daily driver? How is it? So the Note 8 is my daily driver. What I do is I use the most recent phone from Samsung usually as my daily driver. So the thing about me and all my other YouTube videos is that I love the Samsung brand and I'm a Note guy. So when a Samsung Galaxy S phone comes out, you know, I might like it, but the main reason why I like it is because I know what the Note looks like. Because what happens is Samsung releases 2 phones in a year, one in March or April, and then the other one in September, October. And it's been the exact same way for the last 4 or 5 years. So when an S phone comes out, I know what the Note phones has. Except for the Note phone will have more features with the S Pen as well as usually a better camera. So I'm more of a Note guy. For some reason, the build on it is a little bit better than the Galaxy S. I don't know why. It seems like the Note phones are more stable than the Galaxy S phones. And so I like the larger screen, and the S Pen is huge. But I will have to say, for the S8 and the S8 Plus, the only reason why I liked those phones was because it had the selective focus on the right-hand side. So if I go over to my phone over here, and when you pull out your edge panels, you have an option for the Smart Select, and I choose rectangle. And once I choose rectangle, I can make this thing as big or small as I want. I put it over into the area that I would like to share it with somebody, and then I hit on done. And then once I hit done, I'm able to hit share. So this makes it super simple and easy just to share something, because a lot of times you'd have to take a screenshot, crop it, go back to the original, delete it, go to the cropped image, and then share it. It just doesn't make sense to me. So when I was able to do that with the Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus, it actually made me like that phone. So let's see. Someone said that their Zag busted within 2 weeks of having it. Sorry about that, Cassandra. I've had some screen protectors that broke pretty quick too. Let's see. So from Jeremy asking a question about specific rating of the Gorilla Glass 5, like how high can you drop it without it cracking? So when you think about it, it's really going to be gravity versus glass, versus the hard surface, and who's going to win. Usually the gravity is going to bring that glass down, and the hard surface usually always wins. So really, you want to have a case for the drop protection. And then if it does impact the screen when it drops, more than likely just expect it to crack or break. But you want to just take that screen off, and then your phone screen is going to be perfectly fine. So if you're asking the question, how tall is it, or for a drop, for it to save the glass underneath the tempered glass, I don't know. It could be a good. When I dropped mine, it was 4 feet. So we'll probably say 5-6 feet for a drop. I'm just going to say that just to be honest. It is going to crack your screen protector, but that's the reason why you buy a screen protector. But the main thing is that if you don't drop it, then it's really helping you with the scratches. So the scratching is what's going to help you with the tempered glass as well too. So when I usually help anybody throughout my whole day is get the case for drop, get your screen protector, just in case if you do drop it, so it will help from the crack, but it's also for scratches. I hope that kind of makes sense. Let's see. Jimmy has some of the best videos, especially his how-to and tips and tricks. Thank you a lot, Michael. Appreciate that. I kind of try to. I try to, make videos as kind of like a trainer. So I'm not really one of those everyday bloggers that kind of say, hey, here is the Note 8. There's a power button. And you got the Bixby button over here, your volume rocker for up and downs. And it's got the USB type. I mean, I don't do those videos. I don't really do unboxings of cell phones. If there is a phone that comes with certain particular things within the box, then I will show off a few of the adapters that come in there. For the Note 8, you have the different adapters for when you plug in the bottom for your Type-C, for an old micro USB car charger or wall charger. Also, you can have it as a USB. So if you look in your box of the Note 8 and the S8, S8 Plus, it'll have an adapter you can plug in USB. So you can plug in an old phone through USB. You can also plug in a mouse. You can plug in a keyboard. You can plug in portable storage, pretty much anything else. Let's see. M7MDKOK asked, do you remember Galaxy Note? Do I have one? If you give me 1 second, I do have the Galaxy Note. Okay. Yes. Galaxy Note. This is the original. This is the OG. This is the one from AT&T. So when you look on the back, I mean, it's all just, it's just all plastic. It's crazy. But yeah, I do have the OG Note. And then this S Pen is just, you know, just something fat and kind of short. And then if I wanted to, you know, I could always take off the back as well too. So, you know, the Galaxy Notes have always had large batteries. On the original Note, it has the 2500 milliamp battery. So it's you know, it's pretty fun to look back at these phones. I mean, when you look back at what, you know, this one used to look like versus what we have now, and when I play with it, it's such a huge difference. So yeah, I do have the OG Note. Let's see here. Dr. Robert Mustard. Do you think the Snapdragon 835 had most to do with the improved battery performance? I noticed a huge improvement with the S8. I have the Note 8 now, and the battery is a little better than the S8. Let's see here. So if I think the Snapdragon 835, I would say so. So if you're asking about better battery life, let's see, I have the Note 8, and battery's a little better than the S8. Okay. So when you're looking at the Snapdragon 835, it is supposed to be efficient with battery. The other big thing too is that, especially with these newer phones with the S8 and the S8 Plus, you're going to be on a 10 nanometer processor versus the 14 nanometer processors, which was within some of the older phones. The 10 nanometer processor, basically what it means is that everything is so close together that the amount of energy it takes. So if you have somebody who is 50 yards from you and you got to give them a baseball, it's going to take a lot more energy to throw them the baseball versus if they were standing right next to you and you just hand it off. That is kind of what the 10 nanometer processor does. So the S8, S8 Plus, and the Note 8 do have better battery lives, but you're asking between the S8 and the Note 8. Well, the reason why the battery life might be a little bit better on the Note 8 is because it's a 3300 milliamp battery. The S8 is a 3000 milliamp battery. So that could be why as well too, is more or less going to be my guess. Let's see. Alex Phillips, thanks for your videos. Learned quite a bit. Thank you. You're welcome. Thanks for watching out. You are looking live. Thanks, Henry Oak. I know. Actually, yeah. This is one of the first times I've really gone live with actually meaning to go live. Sitting in front of a computer, you know, setting up a camera and everything else too. So this is actually pretty fun, and I wanted to see kind of how it goes. So. Hopefully you guys like me going live. If you guys do, I'll try to do it more often. Usually, more than likely, it'll kind of be at night. Usually I do everything at night, you know, after 9 o'clock. I have a couple kids, and so I always put them to bed, and then I come down here and I shoot my videos between 9 and midnight. So that's kind of when I do this, in case if you guys didn't know that. Let's see here. Bixby, turn on when I speak, but not trying to activate it. The Bixby is cool. I need a lot of work. Yeah, so Bixby does need a little bit of work, and more than likely they're going to be working on that. So you're going to see that there's going to be a bunch of different updates for Bixby. Like we said from before, Bixby 2.0 will come out a little bit later on. So I got a feeling that it'll get a little bit more improved. But make sure that when you are actually setting up your speech recognition, make sure that you are not speaking to your phone like a robot and going louder. So make sure that you just do it naturally. So when you first set it up, don't hold the phone right next to your mouth and say, "Hey, Bixby." You don't want to do that. I just activated it. What you want to do is you just want to speak normally to it and natural, and hold it kind of away from your mouth a little bit, and then I think you'll be perfectly fine. Any word on when Samsung will roll out Oreo? So I don't know exactly the date on that one. I haven't really looked into the news articles for that one yet as well too. So I'll probably have to get back onto that soon, but it sounds as if, you know, especially with Google putting out their Pixel and stuff like that, and with Oreo kind of coming out, most of the other manufacturers will come out with it soon after that. So hopefully soon. We'll give it like maybe a month or two. Let's see, Robert says that he loves his Note 8. Thank God it's back. It makes me more productive at work. And you know what? I'm glad that the Note 8 is here as well too. So I've played with the Note 7 not long ago. I found one. And when I look at it, you know, a lot of people say, man, I miss my Note 7. I wish I had it back. It was amazing. But here's the thing. The moment you have the Note 8, you won't miss your Note 7. Once you go back to it, there's actually some pretty big differences. Let's see here. Michael. Yeah, it was kind of irritating. Yeah, thinking of removing it. So you can remove Bixby if you want to, if that's one of the questions that you're asking. So you'd actually be able to head over into the Bixby, and on the very top right-hand side, you have the settings icon. You can turn off the button press. And then if you would like to also turn off your the speech, then you just turn off the Bixby voice. And so now at any point in time that you wanted to speak with Bixby, it's not going to listen to you. And then so if you want to have it to where the voice is working with you, turn it right back on. And again, if you want to turn on or off the button press, you just hit this little settings button. And most carriers should have that update out by now. If you don't, then just kind of wait for it. But most phones should have it. Let's see here. You can adjust the high Bixby sensitivity from the low, medium, high. Yep. Yeah, so you can do that as well too. I was kind of hoping and going with if anybody did ask about the sensitivity with it for the low, medium, high, I was kind of guessing that maybe that was looked at because it is a sensitivity question. So that might be a sensitivity setting that you might have looked at. So yeah, there is the low, medium, and high that you'd also be able to do. I have mine set for medium. Let's see. Travis Goodwin says, I like your videos. Thank you. Appreciate it. Let's see. Robert Draper says that he uses it all the time in the car. Let's see. Henry is saying, keep on keeping on. I'm keeping on, man. Let's see. Somebody wants the screen protector. Gina, yes, I did already announce the winners of the dome glass screen protectors. I mentioned them over at the very beginning of the video, and I reached out to them this morning as well too. So if you reach out to me as a message, usually a lot of times when I do the giveaways, because there's a lot of people that comment, it's a lot easier for if somebody was to write me a comment either on Facebook or if they were to tweet me or write me pretty much in any way other than just a comment, it's a little bit easier for me to reach out to you. So also I had a couple people that emailed me, and then the moment they emailed me, then I was able to email them back too. So it made it just a little bit simpler. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Michael says, no, thinking of removing the screen protector, not Bixby. Okay, what screen protector did you get? Yeah, there's a lot of screen protectors I've gotten that I've taken off. Let's see. Ray Legend says, you're on your way to 1 million subscribers. I hope so, man. Honestly, so let's just we could do that Q&A thing a little bit, I guess, for YouTube. So with the 1 million subscribers, I don't really need 1 million subscribers. It would be nice. But what I'm kind of going for is about the 435,000 subscribers or 450,000 subscribers. The reason why is because I want to be within the top 250 YouTube channels for tech. And so when you look at, actually, let me bring down this little, I wonder if I can bring down my little screen of my capture device. I don't know if I can. Okay, I'll just leave it. Sorry, just making an alteration here. Okay, so yeah, I don't need 1 million subscribers. I want to go for the 440,000 subscribers. The reason being is because out of the over 12 million YouTubers or channels that's on YouTube, I would like to be within the top 250 tech channels. So I don't need to be within the top 250 channels of all time, just for tech channels, and that's right around that 450,000 subscriber range. So hopefully I'll be able to do that. Let's see, somebody asked, let's see here, I had the Note 5, but I ran out of space. I really want the Note 8. Now I have the S8 Plus. What's the main difference between the two besides the pen? Okay, so the difference between the Note 8 and the S8 Plus, that's a very good question. So for the Note 8, you're going to have the productivity of the S Pen. The S Pen actually enhances the phone quite a bit. So anybody who has a Note will never go back to a Galaxy S phone. It's as if you have a car that has, the rear camera, the sunroof, and the motor seat to move where your seat is at. You're not going to go back to a car that does not have the rear camera, the motor seat, and it doesn't have the sunroof. So once you get the Note phone, you're always going to keep the Note. The Galaxy S8 was pretty close. Out of all of the Galaxy S phones and the Note phones, the 8 series is the closest to each other. So if you are looking for something that has screen size and battery life, and it's just for entertainment purposes, not really for productivity, then stay with the S8 Plus. But if you find yourself using it, wanting to have it for more features, also maybe productivity, if you sign a lot of documents, then go for the Galaxy Note 8. But I will say that the battery life is actually really good. So the other day, I was shooting a video, which I think the video comes up tomorrow, where I'm talking about the power saving modes. So you're getting the most out of your Galaxy Note 8 battery. You'll see in my video that I'll be down to 20%, but it's been on for 15 hours, and the screen was on for over 4 hours. And with still having 20% left, which is 2.5 hours, that's a very good battery. That's 17 hours that I was getting out of my Note 8. So, and it's pretty good. The S Pen is awesome. Yes, it is. Light of the Moon. Let's see here, Michael. Galaxy Note 8 case. The Zizo. What is all that? Let's see, Samsung Note 8 case. Okay, I think you might be answering someone else's questions. Actually, I do have a Zizo case with me somewhere. I don't really know where I placed it, but I do have a Zizo that's here, and I plan on doing a review for that one soon. I just haven't had time yet. Amen. Thank you for not giving me one of those screen protectors. I'm sorry. I can't make everybody a winner. Oh gosh, a Royals question. How many of the free agents are the Royals going to keep? Good question. I don't know about that, Henry. I mean, I'd love if they could keep Hosmer, Eric Hosmer. Hopefully they can keep him. Let's see. Pretty much, I don't know who they're going to keep, to be honest. I have a feeling that some of these guys, I mean, they're the hometown guys here, you know, and I got a feeling that they might move on. Royals might keep one or two, but I'm also a fan of the Royals where I want them to also start a little fresh. And so maybe we'll see if they'll maybe get rid of them and start over. I don't know. People are not going to like that question, but for me, I really don't know. There was a lot of motivation that was kind of gone with the team this year. I'm curious to see if Ned Yost will leave. I was actually guessing that Ned Yost would leave next year, actually, the upcoming year, just because of some of the changes he's made, some of the calls he's made. It's been completely different than the couple years before that. So we'll see what happens. Let's see, Light of the Moon. My battery has improved. Thanks. Yep, you're welcome, buddy. I'm glad it's working out. Let's see, I couldn't agree more. I came from the S8 Plus to a Note 8, and I could never go back to a phone without an S Pen. That's pretty much right. I mean, exactly right. The moment you have it, you won't go back. It's just one of those things. Let's see, what is the best glass screen protector? I got one from Cedillo. I like their case. Screen protector is horribly okay. Yeah. So for Robert, for one of the questions for your screen protector, so for the Note 8, I would suggest the Zag InvisiShield. Is one of those that will protect your phone. It has pretty good touch sensitivity. I've already tested that one, and they have improved it from when they made it for the S8 and the S8 Plus. When they made it for the S8 and the S8 Plus, their mold was off by about 1 millimeter. And not many people knew that, but I talked to a Zag or a Mophie representative, and that's what they told me. So, but I would say, I mean, the White Dome or the White Stone Dome glass is the best one I have. If you're to ask me right now to go on Amazon and purchase a screen protector, the only one I'm considering is 100% the dome glass, which, as I said a little bit earlier on in the stream, I have dropped my phone. I did break the original glass I put on here that I was keeping, but even though it broke, I went back onto Amazon and I got the White Stone Dome glass, and I put on the replacement kit, and that's what I'm using. Please comment on Note 8 Edge leaks. I don't know anything about a Note 8 Edge. I don't think there would be a Note 8 Edge because the Note 8 already has edges. It's the Infinity display. I don't think Samsung will really move over into another Edge phone, only because what they're using now is referred to as the Infinity display. So that is what they will keep it to. Oh man, at least I was able to bring a smile to you. Thanks, bud. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Would you say the Samsung Clear case will do a good job at protecting the phone from drops and scratches from being in the pocket? I'm looking to have maximum protection from drops and from the screen. So the Samsung Clear case, I think that one is okay. If I was to do a clear case, I would probably do the one from probably Tech 21. I believe that Spec also has a clear case that's coming, and they use a different plastic to where it will not turn yellowish. So I don't know about the Samsung one for sure. I did have the Samsung, the rugged case on the phone that has the kickstand built in, and so I used that one for quite a while, but I went to a maximum protection case that I have that is not that thick, and so what I'm using right now on my Note 8 will be the Whitestone Dome Glass, which is my screen protector, and then for my case, it is the Spec Presidio, the white and black version. So I don't have the Spec link below the video now, but I can probably add it in after the video if you guys want to get the exact same one. But if you're to go back in any of my videos, when I talked about probably the top 5 cases you can get for the Galaxy Note 8, this white and black Spec case is actually part of it. So you can get it there too. Let's see here in the Vision Shield, but there's no lines on. Yeah, so Gina says I use the InvisiShield, but there's lines of both on the left and the right, and it bothers you. Yeah, so I did have another one that had those little lines too, and so I think that one would be a manufacturing. Whoa! Wait a second. Tech with Brett, $5. Thanks for all the awesome tips, tricks, and motivation. Thanks, Brett. I appreciate it. That was a super chat. Thanks for throwing out that $5, man. I totally appreciate it. So for the InvisiShield question, there is those little lines, and if you're able to see past it, try to do that, because that one is actually a pretty good one to protect the phone. I got a feeling that Zag, and then also pretty much any other screen protector company out there, even Gadget Guard, has a little bit more to do with their molding to make it a little bit better. And I got a feeling that starting next year we will get better screen protectors, because they are getting better this year. If you noticed it, that in the middle of this year, starting a month ago, 2 months ago, screen protectors for the Samsung phones have gotten better with their Infinity display. So that's something good to look at. Gina, were the winners notified? Yes, I did notify. Either I wrote a comment underneath your comment. If you wrote a comment underneath the videos for the Dome Glass, I wrote back saying you're a winner. Message me back. A few of them have actually came back at me. Also reached out to them if they tweeted me, and pretty much everything else as well too. Let's see here. The question is light leaking between. I really don't know exactly what that means. From Vamsi for the Note 8. I don't know anything about lights that are leaking. Let's see, Galaxy Note 9 to have front fingerprint sensor from M7MD. So I don't know. I really hope. From everything I've read, from rumors and articles talking about how actually the Note 8 was supposed to have the fingerprint underneath the screen. I hope that actually is something that comes to fruition for the Note 9. I do want it to be in the very front of the phone. You know, it is kind of nice that it is in the back, because your finger is actually kind of close to it anyways. But I do like the ability of unlocking my phone, you know, from the very top, and without having to do, you know, a PIN or a password. So hopefully, yes, the Note 9 will hopefully have it there. Can you address the Dome Glass version of Liquid Glass? Okay, so Dome Glass versus Liquid Glass. So what I would say for Liquid Glass is pretty much any glasses that you have is not going to be really that good for drops. The traditional tempered glass will do better. But when it comes down to the liquid screen protection, a lot of liquid screen protections give you the ability to replace a screen and get about $100 back. So, or to help you with $100 for a screen replacement. So if you're worried about drops, I would go for the traditional tempered glass. The liquid screen protection is best for scratches, not drops, because if I would have had liquid screen protection only on my Note 8, then it would have actually cracked my screen, and I can almost guarantee that. But usually what I would do, to be honest, is what I have done is I put liquid screen protection on the front and the back of my phones. Then 48 hours later, I put on the tempered glass. So you guys can do that as well too if you would like to. Trying to see if I could scroll down to some of these other questions. Let's see, I think the light leaking, he may be saying the screen protector doesn't cover the screen completely. Okay, yeah, and that could be it too. So the dome glass one definitely covers the whole front of the screen, and so yeah, you'll be perfectly fine with that one, so there won't be any leaks. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck would chuck wood? None. Let's see here. Zizo case is okay, but heavy. Currently using UAG Monarch case. Yeah, I know about the UAG Monarch case. I think I have a UAG case, but it was for the S8, and I'm not using that one at the moment. So, yeah, you'll be checking out the. So Rob is mentioning that he's gonna be professionally certified. Said that he's gonna be looking at the spec case because it does have a lot of grippiness to it. I do actually like that, but it is a little annoying when it goes in and out of your pockets. If you have those tighter pockets or smaller pockets, then it is gonna be a little bit tighter to get it out. But outside of that, when you hold on to it, yeah, it's gonna be perfectly fine. Okay, know much about. So Rob is asking about the edge lighting not working. So that is a very good question. And I wish that I could have everybody's phone in front of me that I could try to diagnose and figure out what is actually happening with it. I really don't know. So for me, when I went through all the different settings for the edge lighting, it was able to work. And so I also have a video talking about if you had issues, what is some of the things you could do. So you can go into the settings and make sure underneath messages that your pop-up display is turned on. But the biggest thing as well that I've seen too is that when you're going over into your edge lighting, you want to make sure that when you go inside your settings for the advanced settings is that you want to make sure that it is not set on narrow. You want to make sure it's extremely wide. So my girlfriend has the S8 and she didn't even notice it was on and working. And all I did for her was I switched her custom color to actually this like magenta pink type color. I have mine as green because it's easier to see. Hers was set up on the basic color, and basic color is the same color as your background, and her background was almost black, so you couldn't really see it. So what you want to do is make sure you have it as wide, and then you want your transparency as low. And I know I have in a video, I mentioned that, and maybe you've watched it and it still doesn't work. I really don't know exactly. So there might be a couple settings. What you could do is if you want to make sure your entire phone is backed up on Google, and maybe do a factory data reset and see if that works. If not, then you can see if you can go underneath your applications and show the system applications to where you can see edge lighting as a system app, and then clear the cache. Just restart it, start over from scratch on it, and then maybe if you do that, it might work as well too. See also, what about the over-the-air update rumors for the improved frame rate for 4K filming? So Rob, I have not read that one yet. I'm going to be completely honest. In the last 4 or 5 days, I have not read any type of reviews or rumors or anything like that, because I was either working full-time from 9 to 5 and then being a parent after that, and then shooting YouTube videos at night. So I wasn't able to keep up with it. And then the last few days have been super busy, not even at home. So I'll have to check into that for you. Let's see here. Oh, and so Tech with Brett is mentioning, that if there's something that isn't working, properly for you, it could also be a carrier change. So I know that Verizon makes a lot of changes with their phones. Like even device maintenance isn't even on a Verizon phone. And then the, finding my mobile, if you lost your phone, that's also not on a Verizon phone. I think that Verizon has their own services for that, which kind of sucks. MTC Tookie, hey, congrats on winning the Whitestone Dome Glass, buddy. Big thumbs up to Jim. Thank you. Do a video for Bixby Vision. Yeah, I could do a Bixby Vision portion of it. Let's see. I'm trying to go through some of the other ones. The other questions. So I think I caught up with, pretty sure I caught up with most of all the questions there. Okay, so my elapsed time is about 44 minutes. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably hop off of this. And so at any point in time, you guys have questions, you can write them on over to me. And I was planning on about a 35, maybe 40-minute videos. So this is pretty much all the live that I'm going to do today. So I've actually got today off of work. So that's why I'm able to do this during the day. I'm going to also mow. I got to clean up the leaves, do a whole bunch of other housework. So I wanted to reach out to you guys, let you guys know who the winners were for the Whitestone Dome Glass. That was a lot of the questions in some of my videos. And I also just wanted to say hi. I wanted to answer general questions. I think it came off pretty well. The time went by extremely fast, and I hope you guys liked it. If you guys did, make sure you guys hit on like for this video or write a comment, and I'll be able to do more live chats. Yeah, and I do want to do more live chats. This is pretty fun, and it's a way just to kind of connect with you guys more on a more intimate level, so it's pretty sweet. So I hope you guys have liked this video. Make sure you guys, I'm going to end it as I always do, hit on like, and if you have not subscribed, make sure you guys hit on subscribe. Share this video with all your friends and family. Hopefully I can get some more subscribers. I want to get to that goal of the 440,000 subscriber rank so I can be within the top 250 tech channels. So outside of that, I'm going to see you guys later, and now I'm going to go to the awkward moment of sitting, making sure that this stream has finished. And I'll see you guys later.